G'day, and welcome to Small Steps Through Life. Today, we're definitely somewhere, but I'm not sure where that somewhere is. Leastwise, not at the moment. I'll find out later. And hopefully post it on this podcast. The topic is part of the idea in how we think differently and how that impacts our communication with others. As a start point, I want to take an example of a carpenter and a boat builder. If the carpenter says to the boat builder, "I'm looking at using some new screws," the boat builder might be thinking, I wonder why. And the carpenter might say, "I want it to have better bite." And the boat builder might be thinking, better bite. That sounds like more speed in the water. One is talking about screws to join wood together, and the other is talking about a propeller. Although they're the same word, they can have vastly different meanings. Okay, so this was an example of something that is relatively harmless. There's not going to be a great deal of emotional angst if the conversation isn't fully understood. But what happens if this conversation isn't about something trivial or emotionally trivial like a screw, and is more about, our personal needs or wants in life? And then we start having a recipe for, disaster. Let's say in a relationship, one person wants quality time. So they say, "I would like quality time," and the other person's thinking, "Quality time, yes, I will give you an hour." And the first person is saying, "Okay, and we'll spend this time together." Excellent. And they go off and they sit down and watch a movie. The second person's thinking, I'm actually giving them more time. I'm giving them nearly 2 hours. But the first person's thinking, I'm not really talking to this person. I'm not really connecting. This really isn't quality time. This is quantity time. But this is the start of a misunderstanding where one person's needs are misunderstood and not met. There's no satisfaction and little growth. What we need to recognize then is that just because we say the same words doesn't always mean we mean the same thing. If we think about it, if you've ever grown up with brothers and sisters, do you always agree? It's a rhetorical question. No, we don't. Even though we have the same upbringing, the same parents, and much the same environment, we still don't always agree because we think differently. If brothers and sisters with all this in common don't always agree on how to do things the best together, why do we assume that when it comes to romantic or friendships that there's going to be enough understanding that when we make our needs and wants known, that they will be understood as we intend? It's kind of bonkers when you think about it. So what we need to do is consider that when we say something, that we are saying the end of a whole thought. The rest of the thought is all part of our experience of life getting to that point in time. The other person has had a different life and a different experience set. We need to work out whether or not, once we've said our requirement, whether they've got an understanding of what we're talking about or whether we need to explain it better. So sometimes we might have to say, I would like more quality time. And what I mean by that is I would like time that we spend together where we talk and do something together. Aha, second person might have a light bulb go off and think, that's not quite what I thought, but I can work with that. So better understanding that our ideas are part of the summary of who we are, they're not complete in and of themselves. So that means we're going to need to be a lot more patient with people. When we talk to them, recognise that there's likely to be degrees of understanding and misunderstanding. We need to take them on the journey that got us there so that they can understand what we seek, what we are wanting, and we can equally see what they want and seek. Stop making assumptions that they inherently know what we're talking about. Kind of bonkers that we do, but we do. Like there's a number of things in my life I think, aha, because of this, so obvious, everybody around me knows. Turns out that's not true. And equally, people around me look at me and say, here's a thing, it's obvious you should know. And I'm thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about. And that is the start of misunderstanding. What I'm looking at for me is it's the start of an opportunity to learn something new. It will take me time to adopt it. It will take you time probably to adopt new things as well. But rather than looking at it from the point of view that's going to take effort, look at it as the start of a journey where you are going to grow into something more amazing. You are going to have more experiences under your belt and therefore have the opportunity to be more amazing. And as you know from every other podcast, I want you guys to be amazing. Just like I'm working on my own journey to being amazing. So, from this forest, wherever it is, to you, I will say, see you later.